Barry Finch is my name. I'm the diocese president of Broken Bay, and it's been a very interesting night, and the fundraising's been great. For this is the 10th anniversary of the sleep out, and met a lot of very interesting people, and the funds have been coming in pretty well. The weather's been really what the poor have got to experience. This is probably the worst that I've seen it at this time of the morning anyway. So sleeping on cardboard and in the cold and the wet is a real experience, but some people have, well, they say at least 100,000 people across Australia are doing this every night, so it's an experience that you won't forget in a hurry. And I've been with St Vincent de Paul for 35 years and in different ways, and this is the first time we can really experience just how the poor have been doing it tough. So it's a bit of an eye-opener, and walking in their shoes is probably a big thing. Well, I suppose in some ways that you think if you were doing this every night somewhere, how could you, you sort of get that lost feeling that probably think nobody cares and that sort of thing. But I know Vinnies are out there. We're trying to get accommodation for homeless people, but it's a real hard thing at the moment. I know the government's put out $1 billion towards it, the state government. We just want to see where that's going to go to start with, and hopefully that'll do some good, but it's going to take a long time before we can sort of get to any stage where it's get a lot of people off the street, I think. There's a lot of people that are sort of living in cars too, or even families living in cars. So, I mean, apart from living on the street, it's this, and what they call it, couch hopping, and so I don't know whether those people are even included in the numbers. So it's a very troubling thought in a country like Australia that this is happening. Not everybody that's on the street is there because they want to be. So I think, maybe you think twice when you see somebody that's obviously homeless, and just maybe think, how could I help them? Maybe you can't physically help them, but even a donation to Vinnies is a big thing, because Vinnies have got it down to a fine art where they can help people, so, yeah. Well, I think, the fundraising is great, but I think perhaps, this amount of money that we get sort of funneled into something that, it does make a difference with all the different things we're doing with the money, but perhaps I'd like to see it publicised even more and see some more government people down here. I know there was a couple here tonight. Malcolm Turnbull was here, and a couple of others, I think, but I'd like to see more of the government representatives around so they can really get a taste of what it's all about, and then I think there might be a bit more reaction, state and federal, to really do something about the problem.